am Atino Wasal, author of this podcast, a podcast that has the aim of bringing information on climate action and climate justice to people who are actually not in the space of climate change. So that when we act on climate change, that is when we all move into climate action, because it's going to require all of us, it's affecting all of us. So when we move to climate action, we know exactly what we are working on. Right, so I'm happy to be shooting this video today because today is the 1st of December 2023 and COP has just begun. Yes, that is the 20th session of the Conference of Parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, that is UNFCCC. So I'm happy to be here today because today we're not having a discussion or anything. I'm basically going to be giving you a schedule of exactly what is going to be happening at COP in the next 12 days? Yes, because it started yesterday and it's going to go up to the 12th of December. Okay, so this is just me giving you a schedule in form of a video so that you keep abreast with exactly what is happening at COP, even if you're home or you're not physically in Dubai. All right, so I'm so happy that we are here discussing about this. This is just to make it easy for anyone who is interested in the ongoings for COP to be able to seamlessly maneuver through these days, okay? So that you know, because I know in this space everyone has an area of interest or area of priority, and this is just to make it easier for you to actually know when your area of interest is going to be discussed, and so that you just follow up. Okay, so yesterday was a plenary opening. Okay, so a ceremonial opening for COP28, and that ceremony brought in countries from all over the world just to increase ambitions and implement existing goals and strengthen the commitments made in the previous COPs. Okay, so yesterday was the opening ceremony for it, people just being invited to COP28 so that it can officially kick off. Right, so that is all that happened yesterday. That is the 30th. I wish I had a new of some of the speeches that were given, but this is just a schedule so that you know what is going to be discussed when. Right, so apart from 30th of November, now we go to day one, that is today, 1st December. So what exactly is supposed to happen today? Okay, so the priority area or the thematic area being discussed today is on matters. What today we are going to have is the World Climate Action Summit. And the World Climate Action Summit is going to happen on 2 days. So it's today and tomorrow, the 1st of December and the 2nd of December. Okay, so this just welcomes heads of states and government, CSOs, that is civil society organizations, leaders, business leaders also, youths, indigenous people, women, children, and a collective of people just to kickstart COP. All right, so during this summit, they're just going to create like a momentum and a guidelines on exactly what is going to happen in the next few days of COP. So these 2 days, like for a meeting at such high level to happen, people have to know like the whole COP has to be given, like there has to be a guideline on how things are going to move and all that. So the World Climate Action Summit that is going to happen on the 1st and 2nd of December is specifically for that. Create a momentum and a guideline on exactly what is going to happen in the consequent days of COP28 UAE. Right, so that is the 1st and 2nd of December. Moving swiftly to the 3rd of December. 3rd of December, what exactly is going to be talked about? What priority area? Discussions are going to be around health, relief, recovery, and peace. And this is the day you're supposed to give your attention to. All right. So what exactly is going to be discussed on this day? So this day is just going to bring the human perspective to climate impacts. Okay, and it's aimed to boost investments and policies that protect lives and livelihoods. Okay, the center of climate change, climate action are people's lives and people's livelihoods, because this is our need of existence. Okay, so this day is just going to talk about this and that support communities' resilience, and stability. Okay, so actions around health, because climate change affects health also in general, all facets of health. This day is going to give a focus to those health issues under climate change, okay, and how we can actually build our resilience through it all, okay, because it's here with us, we're experiencing it, but as we also search for climate action and go back to where we were or build a better world, how are we acting on what is already going on, the health risks and health issues that we already have? Okay, so that is where relief and recovery comes from. On matters peace, we all know there are already communities going through conflict or suffering conflict. Okay, we can take away that and picture this: you are in a community that is safe, that is stable when it comes to security issues, but you're still suffering the effects of climate change. Okay? Then move to these other lands and ask yourself, what about communities that are already experiencing conflict? And with conflicts comes so many issues all together. In conflicts comes lack of water, lack of food. In conflict comes the displacement of people and people moving up and down in search for security and all that. And also with issues of insecurity and conflict comes with issues such as gender-based violence. So on top of this, add on to the effects of climate change to it. Okay, that is like a double dip of problems. Okay. So this day is going to give a focus on that, promoting peace even in the face of climate change, and how these communities that are already in conflict can be supported so that they don't, their impacts don't overwhelm them. So if your area of needs on these thematic areas, then this is for you. We're moving on to day 4. What exactly is going to happen on day 4? Day 4 is on discussions are going to be around finance, trade, gender equality, and accountability. And let me just say this. This was the most surprising day for me because all these 4 thematic areas hold great emotions during discussions. When people talk about them, there's a whole discussion around them and disagreements and all that. And they are all topics very close to people because climate financing, up to now, people are still calling on climate financing and all that. Some of the commitments that were made have not even been met yet, and people need to build their resilience and all. Okay, so it's a very contested topic. Trade is centered to human livelihood. Okay. Trade and investment and all that, and it's also being affected by climate change, especially now in many countries all over the world. People are experiencing either drought or floods and all that. Okay, so it's also a very contented topic. And then we have gender equality, which is also a very emotional topic. Okay, the incorporation of women and girls into issues of climate change and climate action has spurred debates that, oh God, I can't even talk about. And it's also very close to my heart as a young woman and all. And then there's accountability. Like I've told you, accountability ties directly to climate financing. The commitments and ambitions that were given in the earlier COPs, some have not even been implemented up to now. Most of them actually. How accountable are these groups when it comes to this? And this is also a very it's a topic that creates so much of debate. Okay, so them all being brought down to one day, for me it doesn't make sense, but we still all in all we have to work around it, okay, because it's going to be worked on. That's it. Okay, so on issues of finance and trade, they're going to look for these discussions are going to try and find a way of actually creating drastic change in the world if we are to meet our climate goals. Okay, climate financing is very, very integral to climate action. Okay, so how can we find a way of actually drastically changing these things and making them work for us as we push for climate action? Okay, so gender equality. How are we going to incorporate women and girls in policy making for climate change and climate action? How are they going to actually be at the seats where decision making processes are taking place? So you are interested in finance, trade, gender equality, and accountability. 4th of December is the day for you. So I just hope this makes it easy for you to actually, know these things and know when to follow up. Okay, so in issues accountability, they're going to examine mechanisms in light of the private sector engagement and help turn promises and ambitions set to tangible results. Okay, like I told you, bring these finances finally and make them help people, make people build their resilience. So that is what is going to happen on the 4th of December 2023 at COP 28 UAE. Day 5, that is the 5th of December. 6th day, okay, because the COP started in 30, so 6th day, but day 5, okay. What is going to happen on this day? Discussions are going to be around what exactly? Please write it down. Discussions are going to be around energy, industry, and just transition. Okay, this is the day that will focus on pathways for rapid decarbonization and just transition across all sectors. Okay, so special focus is given to heavy emitting sectors that emit the biggest needs of carbon into our atmospheres. Okay, how can we seamlessly transition these industries and all into clean energy industries in a way, or reduce our emissions? Okay, just transition means transiting from the industries that produce so much of carbon to clean energy, but in a just way, in a way that brings everyone together, in a way that doesn't harm our future and all that. Okay, so the 5th day is going to be about energy, industry, and just transition. So you're interested in that topic, this is the day for you. That is the 5th of December. All right, yeah, moving on swiftly. I like how we're moving. So on the 6th day, what is going to be discussed on the 6th day of the 28th session of Conference of Parties of the UNFCCC? On the 6th day, we are going to talk about multi-level action, urbanization, and built environment stroke transport. Okay, multi-level action means action across all government bodies and all government bodies and society. Okay, so it will feature a presence of local leaders, CSOs, and all united to accelerate climate action. Okay, cutting across. Okay, so multi-level action. This means it's another form of high-level meeting where leaders come together and decide what is going to happen. And in this also, urbanization is going to be talked about. As we all know, our urban centers are the biggest emitters of carbon, because this is where most of human activity is centered. Okay, there's so much going on in terms of infrastructure. There's so much going in on our urban centers in terms of population growth and economic activities and greenhouse gas emissions because of all these activities. Most cities have very big populations, and all these people have to survive somehow. And also with the urban centers comes with the issues of transport that is actually emitting so much of carbon into the how can we transition now? How can cities transition to clean energy, clean transport, and all that? So yes, a focus on the 6th of December is going to be on urbanization, built environment, that is all those skyscrapers that you see, because when they are all built, carbon is emitted. So how can we build our cities, but also make sure that they are sustainable? Okay, so 6th of December, conversations are going to be around that. Okay, and then, as we all know, too much work without rest makes Jack a dull boy. Right, so the 7th day of December at COP28 is a day of rest. Nothing is going to happen on that day. I think this is just a day for people to actually, how can I say, think through what has been talked about in the first days, and then also deliberate on issues as the days continue. Okay, so there's a rest day, that is the 7th of December. Yes, so we rest and then we start Nini again on the 8th. So what is going to happen on the 8th of December? 8th of December is going to be a day very close to my heart as a young person, because this is the day issues surrounding youth, children, educational skills is going to be discussed. Okay, so this day is just a day that parties are going to be seeking to empower young people to shape the outcomes of COP28 and the subsequent COPs. Okay, because as we know, we as young people and as children are the future of climate action. We are the future of the world. Okay, and incorporating us into these processes is paramount. So this is the day, because the world needs transition and it's supposed to be seamless. So this is the day issues that seek the empowerment of youth and children is going to be discussed. When it comes to skills also, we are always talking about green skills, green jobs and all that. When you talk about education, all these skills for young people will require us to actually how can I say, position ourselves in terms of education in a way that our education systems actually translate into climate action. Okay, like we say, climate change affects all facets of human existence. So how about we incorporate climate action into our education system? That in every course that is taught, climate action is also part of it. This is just to enable that you're from school, you know exactly what is supposed to happen, or you know exactly how you're supposed to go about whatever it is you're doing, so that you create a more sustainable world. So yes, the 8th day, the day for youth, children, education and skills, is exactly for that. So this day also seeks to allocate resources for youth and children-led projects and initiatives on climate action, and just empower them and just bring them to the decision-making process. Okay, at the end of the day, we are the people who are going to be sitting at these tables making decisions. So it's just good, or it just works for us when they start incorporating us early into these processes. Yes, we are always talking about seamless transition. That is one of them. What is happening on day 9? Day 9, the discussions are going to be, day 9, that is 9th of December, I'm so sorry, discussions are going to be around nature, land use, and oceans. Okay, how can we actually regenerate our lands? How can we conserve our nature and ecosystems and our oceans? Okay, as we know, oceans are the biggest carbon sinks we have, and also land in terms of trees, because land is where trees grow. And how can we make sure that these resources that we have are not depleted, don't take advantage of them, and actually use them in climate action. Right, that is what day 9, that is the 9th of December, is all about. If you're interested in issues around nature, land use and ocean, this is the day for you to actually give your time. Yes. Moving swiftly today to the 10th of December. 10th of December, and this is also at the center of our lives as a people, as a world. Okay, and on this day, discussions are going to be around food, agriculture, and water. Okay, so as we all know, climate change is creating a severe pressure and risk on the agri-food and water systems. Okay, because we have witnessed some regions in the world experiencing the adverse rainfalls, that is what is bringing in floods, and also dry seasons, dry seasons. So, and creating deserts. So, since climate change is doing this day is supposed to actually to help us in finding ways of actually finding survival for us in terms of food and water, because food and water is central to human existence, it's centered to human well-being. So it's also a sector that we also can't forget that this is also a sector that greatly commits or contributes to greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, agriculture contributes a big percentage to the emissions of greenhouse gases. But it's also central to us because we have to eat in all this. Water is life and all that. So a special focus will be given to innovation and investments in regenerative agriculture, water conservation and restoration, okay? And infrastructure for urban water also, because you find that most cities don't even have pathways for water, especially when it rains. And now this water also can't be collected to be used later on. For example, right now there's flooding in many countries around the world. How about we don't see it as on the negative light alone? We also see it as a way of, let's collect this water and use it later on during the dry seasons and help irrigate our farms and produce more food. Okay, so this is the day where all these discussions of agriculture, on food, and on water are going to be discussed. So also create our resilience when it comes to food production and all that. Okay, so day 10th of December, I'm so sorry, food, agriculture, and water. I hope you put that down. That is center. I hope all of you are going to put that down. And then now on the last days, that is the 11th and 12th of December 2023 at the 20th session of the Conference of Parties. What is going to happen? These 2 days have been set aside for final negotiations, okay? These final negotiations are going to be informed by feedback received from stakeholders in all these discussions, all these days that have come before the 11th and 12th. So all the discussions have been, and then they're now brought in for final discussions on these issues. What is to be given precedence, what can wait, and all that. So the 11th and 12th is specifically for that. Final discussions and closing. So yes, I hope that helped. Like I told you, it's simply a video of the schedule for COP28 UAE. And I hope you're going to use this information to actually follow up on these days on your priority areas, on your areas of interest, and get to know the outcomes of these discussions. I hope I'll be here to give you the outcomes of COP28. We will do that. And yeah, I hope this video helps. So from me, Atene Masal and the Loud Voice Podcast community, we just like to say bye-bye.